Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl right here. It's Dominica. Okay, if this is your first time on this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and join the family. You're welcome. So first of all, right from the onset, like right from when I wanted to go to school, all I've wanted to study was medicine. Okay, so finishing high school and trying to chase my dreams of studying medicine in Nigeria, long story cut short, was just not happening. Okay, I was studying a course that I was not happy studying. That's just the long and short of everything. In fact, when I was in school, I was still taking the exams you have to take to get in to study medicine. Today's video is how I now landed myself in the abroad because I wanted to study medicine. Now, while I was in school, there was a time some persons came around and they said they are a scholarship body. Yeah, okay. And then they started talking to us. They're like, scholarship body, they pay your tuition. All you have to pay is your flight money, your feeding, and your accommodation, but they take care of your tuition. I'm like, so what am I now doing here now? Anyways, but first of all, I was like, okay, wait, scholarship to where, first of all, and what courses do you guys have? But after everything, like when they briefed us and all that, and then I saw that they had choices to study in so many places. They brought like pamphlets and all, they just talked to us. I'm like, okay, no problem. So they now said that they were going to give us an exam. So, and if I'm not exaggerating, we were over 1,000 students there listening to these people. So they said they had to give us an exam because they wanted like a smaller number of students. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna write this exam anyhow it is. Long story short, they gave us the kind of exam one we wrote. At the end of the day, I saw my name. My names were like, we passed the cutoff mark they gave us. I don't know, I've forgotten what the mark was, but I know I passed the cutoff mark. So I was very excited. Now, the number of people that passed this cutoff mark, I think our number now came down to like 100. Okay, out of 1,000, because they made the cutoff. I don't know what the exact number is, but all I know is that I passed. So they picked like 100 of us. I'm like, man, this is God's doing. The ministry is moving. Prior to this, I hadn't told my parents anything about. So guys, as I was saying, they called us. They called those of us that passed. They were like, okay, the next thing, you guys have to pay 7,000 naira for medicals. Scholarship. Okay. At the time, that was not the problem. Now, at this point, this was when I told my parents about it. And then they said, pay 7,000 naira. At that time, I had the money, so I paid it myself. I didn't even tell them we had to pay 7,000 naira for medicals. They did everything. They brought back the medical results. I was cleared. Most of us were cleared. Then they now said the next step is to do the interview. Okay. We did the interview now. They came, they brought a scheduled day, they did the interview. Now, this was the first red flag. After the interview, they had not told us what country we're going to. They had not told us what school we're going to. Guess what? They said we needed to pay 40,000 naira. This thing was happening in 2014. 40,000 naira in 2014 was over 200 US at the time. With what naira was, because I remember naira was 180, then 180 to 1 US. I'm like, wait, scholarship body, 40,000 naira for what? They said it was application fee or registration fee. I don't know what they called it. This was the point where I now had to involve my parents. Now, when they said we should pay the 40,000 naira, most of the students were like, these people, they are scam. Like, people started saying, no way, we are not going. Do you know what these people did? They went and brought a professor, the person in charge of the sector where I was at the time, in the university, in the school. I'm not going to call names. They brought him. And this scholarship body per se, whenever they are coming, they come to the school with entourage. They even brought students, according to them, the students that were on scholarship with them at the time. They brought students that were on scholarship with them at the time. Those ones came with them. Like students that were studying abroad, they came with their IDs. Like they were trying so hard to convince us and all that everything was smooth. Now, this was the one that even made me still go with them, was when they brought this prof, the person in charge, to come and tell us, come and talk to us, to come and assure us that, they know what they are doing, or rather they are not scam or whatever. That was the same day they told us about this amount. Now, when I told my parents about it, they were like, 40,000 naira. 40,000 naira is a semester school fees in Nigeria, or if not less. Then we paid this amount for the application and everything. That's not where the problem was. They actually did the whole thing, everything worked out. Now, at this point, I don't think we're up to 10 people that even answered them again. This is from 1,000. I don't think we're up to 10 people that gave them any money again. Like, Nigerians, once they hear money, run. So I paid, and then they were like, okay, the next thing, we have to wait for your admission. Eventually, after a while, they even said we should go and start doing passports. Me, I went to do passports with faith that already this abroad thing is going, is clicking. So they went, did the whole admission thing, and that was when they finally asked us, where do you want to go to? Okay, that was before they went to do that. After we paid the money, then they gave us options, to choose the countries we want to go to. Now, based on everything I saw, fam, nobody is planning, nobody wants to go and pay. In fact, nobody had money for most of the countries they brought, the options we saw. Mind you, they said we're going to pay the cost of living, accommodation and all that. So that's what we were checking. Do you understand? We're checking based on the cost of living. The one that seemed affordable was China. So I chose China and I chose medicine. So they said, okay, that they're going to get back to us, which they did. Like a month later, not even a month later, months later, sorry, they now finally brought the admission. This is an admission letter that they gave me. I don't know if you guys can see this. I've been keeping this since 2014. Look at this. December 2014. They gave me this admission letter. They said, you've been admitted to study medicine in China. Then I called the school in China actually to confirm if I was actually admitted. They said yes, they gave me the confirmation and everything. Now it's just time to go for visa. And they told me to resume before March 2015. Now I went for the visa. They were not even taking visa applications. I don't even know, because I wasn't the one doing the visa. The scholarship body, they were doing it for us. So they weren't accepting. They kept telling us visa is not coming out, visa is delaying, this, that. Then I had to now call again. I had to now call the school by myself again. Then they told me, they said that was the period when Ebola, if anybody can remember, 2014, 2015, that was the period when Ebola was around. So they said they were not taking students from Africa, from Nigeria, because of Ebola. I don't want to know if we're free of Ebola, whatever, but they are not going to, that they were not stamping visas for anybody. So yeah, they didn't give us that visa, it didn't work. And then the man now came again. This time around, my parents are now talking to the man in charge, like the head of the scholarship body, whatever. They were, because their money was already involved. So they were talking to the man directly. Then he told them that there are other options. So he called me and one other person. I think we're now two. Like the person that, a friend of mine that we were working together, we're now doing our own stuff together now. So we went to meet him. He told us that there were other options, went to an office or whatever, and then he gave us the list. There was China, which I was already pursuing, and then he now said North America. He didn't necessarily state the Caribbean, he just said North America with the amount and all that. Man, I said this money, the cost of living at the time was what was even scaring me. I was like, this money is too much. I didn't even tell my parents anything about that option. Not until we waited and there was no response from the Chinese government. So my parents were like, okay, let's see what the other people were talking about. The man on the other hand already started applying to other schools for me. He didn't even tell me there was a school in I didn't even know where the Caribbean was. So even if he had told me, I probably wouldn't even have understood what he was saying. But anyways, he applied to other schools for me, and then he gave me an admission letter to 2 schools here in the Caribbean. One of them said I had to pay 1 year tuition at once. The other one said you can pay a semester tuition at one, as in one sitting. At that time, I'm like, what's my business with the tuition? Why are you telling me I have to pay tuition? I thought this was supposed to be a scholarship body. Do you know what this man said? that all we have to do is pay the first semester school fees, and then after that, that the scholarship body will take it from there. That the scholarship body would not pay for anybody that is still in Nigeria, that you have to travel first. And now, mind you, before you travel, before the school would even give you visa, you must have paid your school fees. They would have had, there has to be a receipt, whatever, that says that you've paid your school fees. So the school was not going to give you visa. So that was the catch. Do you understand? You have to go first, and then that is when the scholarship body will start paying your school fees once you're there. So I had to call the school. Now this is the part where, that actually, how will I put it now? This is the part where if anything at all would have discouraged me, this would have been it. But this one just sealed the whole deal, because when I called the said school, I spoke to them here. Do you know what they told me? They said whatever the agent says. No, they didn't call him agent at the time. They said whatever the man's name. I gave them the man's name. They said whatever he tells you, that's what you should do. I'm like, hey. They even called the man and told him that I called the school. So the moment I dropped the call from the school, the man called me and said he heard that I called the school. That do I need any information? I said no. Actually, I was just calling the school to be sure, to still make sure, as the Nigerian that I am. Now I told my parents that I've called the school, and this is what they said. They said we should do whatever he says. And then we somehow rallied up and, gathered everything, and I left. Now when I got here, first semester finished. Where is the scholarship? There was no scholarship body whatsoever. Now this is what happens. The man was just an agent who brings students from the school. Do you understand? And if you bring a student for the school pays you. Do you get? For every student he brought for the school, he had benefits. The school pays. They pay you like huge sums if you bring a student for them. So it was like wow. So this is how I've landed myself in something I did not plan. What was I supposed to do? Somehow, somewhere, somebody just had to move on. And then when dollar rates rose up in 2016, it became more terrible than it was before. Like, you can go and check what the tuition is to study in the Caribbean. It's not even a joke. So it became way more terrible than it was. In fact, there were times when it was like, you know what, let's just pack this thing one side and go back. Then I was even like, if I had known, I should have just waited for the Chinese government. Maybe it would have taken them another year or something, because a little while after that, the whole Ebola thing stopped. Now, so I was like, if I had known, I should have just waited for this. Because if I was in China, no matter what, China, the cost of living there is way, way better. Do you get? Even the fees in China is even still, reasonable than what it is over here. So that would have just been a better option. But on the other hand, when you look at it, currently I have like 2 friends. I don't know, I'm not sure about this information, but I know like 2 people who have left. They were studying medicine in China. One's in Nigeria, one's in Uganda. They left there to come over here because, according to them, language barrier and all that was not helping out. I didn't bother asking for details, but like I said, I'm someone that whenever something is not going the way I planned, I just feel that's God's plan. So this is God's plan, and that is why I landed here. In as much as I was come to this place to learn from my experience if you're trying to live there abroad, because I think for this one, it was both the school's fault, the man's fault, whatever. Just be sure of yourself before you leave, These people in Nigeria. Now, disclaimer, this is not in any way or manner trying to say that, Nigerians are bad people or whatever. No, please. There's a million. Did I just say a million? There are millions of Nigerians in the world. This is just one person in collaboration with a school that's not in Nigeria with non-Nigerians. So this was just how I landed in the abroad. Okay, but now I'm grateful it happened, in as much as I'm not done, but I'm thankful. So far so good. So guys, I hope I made a very good storyteller. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more interesting videos on my channel. Peace.